Hey, and welcome to another episode of Giving Us Something to Talk About. It's your girl, T. Jane, and I wanted to say happy Friday. It's a beautiful Friday sunny day, not Sunday, a beautiful Friday afternoon. And guess what? It's my birthday. I am 63 today, and I am so grateful to God for this birthday. I just thank God for it. And I wanted to get on here, kind of do a solo dolo episode today because I wanted to talk about something that's dear to my heart, a subject that is dear to me. I had an opportunity to be a part of the women's retreat and talk to some young women. And we talked about some things and we kind of hit on low self-esteem. And I gave them an example of a time when I was around our first lady. Her name is Lady Carolyn. She's my first lady at my church, International Gospel Center. And it was years and years and years ago, and we were at a church picnic, and I had went to speak to her because she's always so welcoming and so loving. You never feel uncomfortable around her, ever. You never feel uncomfortable. She just loves people. And so I had gone up to her, and she was around some of her friends, and I began to shrink within myself, like, oh my God, I can't be around these people. I am not worthy. I was really trying to run, and she pulled my arm and pulled me to her because I had started backing up. I had started literally backing up from her. And she pulled me to her, and I was standing there. And the whole time I was thinking about, I got to get run. I got to run. I got to escape. I got to get away. I'm not worthy to be here around these people. And so eventually I was able to, get away. But I thought about that for many, many years. Like, Tanya, what is the problem? And the problem is that I had low self-esteem. I didn't feel worthy. I had low self-worth. I didn't feel worthy to be around her or any of her friends, although could be around her. I just didn't feel comfortable being around other of her friends because I didn't feel that I could be a part of her group. Um, and for many years I dealt with that. And then also I was around someone who was very controlling, and who was really saying negative things to me and making me feel even worse about myself. So that, in that respect, I also would never want to be around. I thought I could never be around Lady Carolyn or any of her friends, but we up to today. I don't feel like that anymore. I know that I am worthy. I know that whenever I'm in a room, that I am meant to be there, and the same goes for you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about low self-esteem. And low self-esteem is essentially a negative perception or evaluation of oneself. It involves feelings of inadequacy, unworthiness, and self-doubt, and it can lead to a persistent belief that you're not good enough. This low self-worth can affect many areas of your life. I mean, it has affected many areas of my life, from personal relationships and work performance to mental and emotional health. As a child, I was a chubby kid, and so I would always get teased about my weight. And I was eating through a situation because I was starting at 8 years old. I was being molested, and so, and it was at a babysitter's house, and so I was eating to comfort myself through a lot of that, and not being able to tell my mom because she didn't want to hear it. Definitely not telling my dad because he would have went to jail for killing people. And so I'm trying to work through all of this as a child, a kid, work through all of these situational grown folks issues that I have no answer for, that I don't understand what is happening, and trying to make myself get through life. And so, as time went on, you're trying to build relationships with people in school. I always felt like I should be with the popular kids because I felt like I felt like I could be, but of course you get teased and people talk about you, but I was still trying to be around them. But mostly they were mean girls. Some of them were not, but some of them were. So, you find yourself going into these type of relationships with people. So the key characteristics of low self-esteem are negative self-worth, a negative self-image, constantly feeling that you aren't worthy, or that you're not capable of deserving as others, that you feel like I don't deserve that, or I'm not worthy of that. I can never be that. There's always a self-criticism. It has a tendency to beat yourself up over magnifying faults, often when you magnify your faults, you often talk about the mistakes you made and you dismiss your strengths. You also have difficulty accepting compliments, which I do. Let me tell you something. The day that spirit tried me today, out of nowhere, somebody blessed me for my birthday, and I was about to find myself about to go into the oh my God, I don't know, and I had to stop because they gave it to you. Just say thank you and keep it pushing. And which is what I did. It's like, you are worthy. They gave you the gift. You are worthy of it. Learn how to accept a gift. Now, I can take compliments. Okay. I know how to take a compliment. But a lot of times when you have low self-esteem, you struggle to internalize anything, any type of positive feedback. You are constantly, your mind is going racing, like, why are they saying this? I am not worthy of this compliment. And instead you question or downplay yourself. They were saying, there's a saying about don't play yourself small. And you shouldn't be downplaying your achievements. You're a smart person. Most of you are smart, intelligent, you have gifts. And then there's also the fear of failure. Worrying excessively about making mistakes can prevent you from taking risks or pursuing opportunities. I remember somebody approached me about being a part of their circle or just being a part of their friend group. This is a different situation. And I said no because I was fearful. It's like, oh my God, I can't. I got all this stuff going on in the background. I got issues here. I got an issue there. And then I gaslit them. Like, no, because you this, and that. No, that was wrong. And I had to apologize to them because that was not the intent. God wanted me to be around people that could elevate me in my thinking. And so I said no because of fear, doubt, and unbelief. And I'm as good as the next person. You're as good as the next person. Don't allow, a lot of it comes from the enemy. We call him the devil. If you're not in church, you may not understand what I'm saying, but the devil is the enemy. He brings negative thoughts. He makes us think things about ourselves that are not true. He talks to us constantly. And so with that, I had to process that whole situation because, like, why did I say that? Why would I do that? Because in my mind said, oh, it was a business relationship only. I wasn't looking for a friendship, but it's because of everything that was going on around me. I didn't feel worthy to be around that person or anyone else. So I would kind of stay to myself, and stay behind the definition of introvert. Now, I am a little introverted, but with that also, that doesn't negate you from being a part of life. You can get around people and you can do things and you can do hard things. But you don't go into it comparing yourself to others. You don't do that. A lot of times low self-esteem will make you frequently compare yourself to others, often unfavorably, often never, you're never worthy, and it reinforces the feelings of inadequacy. And so we have to stop that. God has made you fearfully and wonderfully. And a lot of times these things that come from childhood, like I said, there were things going on in my childhood. Negative feedback was coming at me left and right during childhood from family, from peers, around, just being around certain people. It sets the foundation. It lays a foundation for self-esteem. You can have trauma or you're being bullied. Listen, I was a bully because I was being bullied. The person that was molesting me was also a bully, obviously, because she was molesting me. And she was a girl. So think about this. I'm growing up in my life making sure that I don't fall into a spirit of homosexuality because I did not want to be a lesbian. I didn't want to be. I'm not talking against anybody that's lesbian, that's your life. But I didn't want to be one. I grew up wanting a husband. I wanted to get married and be a queen, like Cinderella. I wanted to be that. I didn't. My mindset, literally, when I was coming up, was like, okay, I'm getting teased about being fat. They calling me ugly. I'm not. They sometimes may call me dumb, which I was not dumb. I was very smart. But my thing was, I can't take on a lesbian. I can't take on that. So I fought hard. I didn't know what I was fighting against because I wasn't saved, and I didn't know that was a spirit. But I fought hard against that thing because it's like I can't take on anymore. I have enough going on. I have enough to make sure that my self-esteem is low. And so, you have to understand what's happening with you. You may be experiencing abuse, you may be being bullied, um, or you may be having significant life setbacks. You may be having financial issues. You may be having issues with your children or your mate. And they can deeply impact how you view yourself. Now we got social media that's trying to tell you you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to be like this, you got to look this way, you got to act this way, you got to change your body form. It's too much. You can only do and be who you are, and you cannot let it bring doubt and low self-regard. Low self-esteem can hinder personal growth. It can limit the willingness to take on challenges. Like, you can be scared to just live your everyday life. You're scared to go on a job interview. I, who am a natural leader, and I know I'm a leader, would not lead or take jobs for management because I didn't want to deal with all the people, because I felt like I was going to fail. So I would never go for a manager job. And that's the honest to God truth. I'm being very transparent today. I would not go for manager jobs when I knew I was one, because I didn't want to deal with it. The Bible talks about, to whom much is given, much is required. And my mind would be going, God, I can't handle this. I can't do this. I can't lead these people. I don't have it. I'm going to just sit in the background. I'm going to just do these menial jobs and make this little bit of money and be happy. I stagnated myself, all because of my mindset. You have to change your mindset. Low self-esteem, like I said, it hinders your personal growth. It limits your willingness to take on challenges, like you want challenges. It leads to missed opportunities, and it socially isolates you. And it could also contribute to your mental health. Challenges like anxiety and depression, all those things can come around for low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. But guess what? I have some great news. God is a God of everything. He can deliver you. He can help you. He can change your mindset. He changed mine. He definitely did. I don't have low self-esteem. I don't think of myself lowly. I don't have low self-worth. But you do have to get to the root of things. You have to get to the bottom of why is it manifesting. And you have to take the first step toward building a healthier, more balanced sense of your self-worth. I don't want us to feel like we can never come out of it. You can't come out of depression. You can't come out of low self-esteem. You can't come out of low self-worth. You have to start speaking the word to yourself. The Bible tells us to think on these things that are pure, that are lovely, if it be of a good report. And if the enemy is constant, and if we're allowing him to constantly talk to us and tell us what we cannot do and who we are not, and look over there at this person and look over there at that person, that's not the will of God for us. That's not the will of God for me. It's not the will of God for you. So I would admonish you, if you are dealing with low self-esteem, to ask God to help you. Ask God to come in and change your mindset. He can do it. He will do it. And you will start to look at things differently. Change your surroundings, your environment. Change the people who you're around. The Bible talks about iron sharpening iron. And it's because you should be around people that can elevate your thinking, that can elevate your mindset, that you can see things differently. You can see a different view. Sometimes you have to move out of the area that you live in. Sometimes, if you can. I'm not telling anybody to do nothing crazy, but you just have to. Sometimes you can just, you need to be around different people. You need to go to different places, travel, maybe take a trip somewhere to see how other people live. And that, you can be better than who you are, and that there is better for you. And I want you to know that you do not have to live in that. That is not your lot in life, to have low self-esteem, to always be dealing with a financial situation that makes you feel lowly and not worthy and have low self-worth. Those financial trials are very hard. So I don't know who really I'm speaking to today, but those are very hard, very deep, hard trials. And until you come out of it, it takes God to come out of it. Actually, it takes the Lord to come out of it. But he will help you, and it will make your life change, and it will make it better. And if you're fighting with, low self-esteem and low self-worth based on family situations, again, tell the Lord that you want to be saved, that you want to live your life for him, and that you want to change things. And then maybe come away from the people that are causing you to feel negative about yourself. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. I had to just go ahead and let everybody go. When the Lord was drawing me I came away from family and I came away from friends and left it all. Threw away everything I had, all my albums and everything, and I decided I was going to live for Christ. But you still have to deal with you. You still have to deal with your situation regarding you. You're always going to be with you. So why not be a better you? Why not move towards making your life better, building a healthier, more balanced sense of your self-worth, one day at a time? It can happen for you. And I know that God can change you, and I know that He is going to change you once you give it to Him. So be encouraged, everybody. I love you all, and thanks for watching, giving us something to talk about. Talk to you soon.